Cindy, saan ka na?
Dito sa near in River Thames, London Eye, after walking for hours.
Ayun naman 4 hours na. Naging 4 hours.
Grabe exaggeration ito sa oras, te.
Grabe siya.
May nanonood doon,
So, tinakpan yung kilikili. Cindy, sasali ka? Hindi ito picture, te. Camera yan, video yan. That's okay. Thank you. Nakapila na kami para sa aming lab. Para saan to? River Thames.
Nakatakas ka ba yung ilaw? Wala na lang ako.
Sige, yun na yun. River Thames at Thames. So, ito, malapit na.
Boss, maraywang gas. Tingaywang gas.
Gawin eksena to eh.
Hindi ka maraywang gas.
Lalong iinit ang ano niya eh. Oh. Ang harap niya, te. Sira ulo talaga to. Wala na.
Oh, you're on it. That's a good one. I like that. I only live down the road. Find the step, please. Be careful, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, just one at a time, please. Nice and slowly. Nice and safely. Mind the step, okay?
Love. Love. Hi.
4, 25, 26, 27.
She's supposed to be.
Love, dito tayo sa bandang dulo na. Oh, yeah. Kasi ayoko ng ano. Ayoko ng...
Oh, dito na tayo.
Ayoko ng may kaamoy.
Saan mo gusto? Dito. Dito tayo dito. O gusto mo dyan? O sige, dyan ka lang. Ang gusto mo.
Gusto mo dyan?
Gusto mo dyan?
Ang init!
Gusto mo dyan?
Ayoko kasi kahapon kasi.
Dyan na tayo. Dyan na tayo.
Kasi
Dyan na tayo sa last kasi.
kasi kahapon.
Sana may volume ano.
Sana may music. Ay, Diyos ko.
Ingat ang phone.
Going back.
You feel a bit peckish. Now, ladies and gentlemen, a few passengers asked me when they boarded the boat if there'd be any commentary as we travel along. Now, there's no professional guides or commentators, but as the crew of the boat, if you want me to, I could point the buildings out for you, try and make it a bit more enjoyable, pass on a bit of my own local knowledge, if anyone would like that to happen. So, is there anyone on the boat who would like a commentary? Could you put your hand up if you'd like me to do a little commentary? Oh, okay, everyone, that's good, excellent. Okay then, so what we do, we'll start over on the right hand side. Look ahead of us on the right, we've got the London Eye. Now the London Eye stands at 450 feet tall. On the Ferris wheel there's 32 pods or carriages. There's 25 people in each one. The first bridge that we go under is called Charing Cross. There's a footbridge on either side. These are the Golden Jubilee walkways. They were built to celebrate the Queen's 50th year on the throne. You'll see lots of people up on the bridge, folks, as we go through. We'll give them a bib. Give the people on the bridge a little wave and a smile. Some people, they like to wave. Some people, they like to throw things. So if you wave, it keeps their hands busy. It does work. So give them a little wave and a smile as we go through. If you do wave to someone and they don't wave back, what this means, it means they're from London, Central Park in New York. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you look up to the left as well, there's a building with a green roof and a flag in the centre. That is the Savoy Palace Hotel. Very, very nice and very, very expensive. One night in the Savoy, £1,000 bed and breakfast. But you do get a full English breakfast with 2 sausages. So it's not that bad, is it? Built by ladies during the Second World War.
Wow.
Whilst the men were at war fighting, the girls at home done the construction, and the bridge here was one of them. And I'm sure we must agree, gentlemen, the ladies of London, they made an excellent job. So well done the girls, well done. On the New Zealand Navy. Today it's a floating livery hall. This is a drinking club for the Honourable Company of Master Mariners. To be a member of this club, you must have been the captain of a ship at sea for more than 20 years. Look to the back end of the ship, you'll see on the river wall there's a stone arch, the face of an old man. This is called Temple Arch or Temple Bar, and it divides London and Westminster. So the city of Westminster is behind you, the city of London is at the tower. This is Stamford Wharf. It used to be a cold storage meat warehouse converted into riverside apartments. The glass roof at the top is a restaurant, the Oxo Tower restaurant, said to be one of the top 10 restaurants in London. So gentlemen, if you'd like to treat your wife or your girlfriend to a lovely meal, that is a nice restaurant to go to. I took my ex-wife there. Bridge opened in 1869, named after the Blackfriars Monastery that stood to the left-hand side. We go under Blackfriars, there's red columns either side of the boat. They carried from May to September, visit the building, watch a Shakespearean play. Plays are performed in a traditional way. There's no microphones or stage lighting. It's all done like it used to be done during the time of Shakespeare. They've got all the really good ones on at the moment, like Hamlet, Macbeth, shop in the pub, which is pretty cool. So nice place to go. Underneath the bridge, see the arched windows? That is Nando's. If you like a bit of Nando's. Most famous bridges in the world. It's not much to look at. It's the history that's famous. Now, 5 bridges have been here in 2,000 years. The Romans built the first one. There was a medieval bridge for over 500 years. Had a church, shops and houses. The London Bridge before this one, it started sinking and it was sold to an American businessman. He had the bridge taken down stone by stone, shipped to America. They rebuilt it in Arizona, Lake Havasu City in America. That's where you'll find the old London Bridge. Has anyone seen the bridge in America? No? Has anyone heard the story? The Shard's probably close to £45, I would have thought. So probably good to try and go there. Wave to the people on the Belfast. Who's up there today? Give the kids a wave, look, they're having a nice time. Now the warship, she was built 1938 in the Harland and Wolff shipyard, Belfast, Northern Ireland. She saw action during the Second World War. She was the flagship for the United Nations in the Korean War. Today she's a museum to former naval sea power. You can visit and explore all 9 decks of the ship. You go down in the engine rooms, you go right up on the captain's bridge. A really, really good family day out. And when my kids were small, I used to take them up. It's a good way of tiring them out, put it that way. Now folks, let's all look to the left-hand side. What London is very famous for, the Tower of London. The oldest part of the Tower of London is in the centre with the 4 roofs and the flag. The Norman Keep or the White Tower, built in the reign of William the Conqueror, 1078. You can hear the Dutch master. This is a raving boat, ladies and gentlemen. Stay well clear of that one. Okay, I've worked on there before. It's an absolute nightmare. It really is. I prefer the nice, relaxed passengers. It's really much better. Now going back to the Tower of London, we have Traitors Gate. Now if you were found guilty of treason, they would take you through Traitors Gate in a rowing boat. You were imprisoned or executed at the Tower of London, okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do for you, we're going to go through Tower Bridge. We're going to turn the boat side on to the bridge, okay? And then you'll get a lovely view. So, if you've got your cameras, we'll turn the boat.
Ayun ang tira mo. Oh, pinutol na hagdanan. Kasi nagkaaway sila. Dati bestie kasi sila.
Tapos ano nangyari?
Pakita mo sa kanila. Tapos nag-away sila. Kaya pinutol ang hagdan. Medyo isip natin.
Sumo.
Yan. Yan. Kita nyo. May hagdan yan. Talaga sa gitna.
Meron naman talaga eh.
Sa gitna. Yung tuwing pinatanggal. Kasi nagkaaway sila.
Kasi hindi
Sila
nagbigay.
bestie.
Hindi nagbigay ng
Wala nang marites. Wala na din mag-share sa isa't isa. Nagpupuloy na natin ang hagdanan. Ayan.
wala naman ng
Ako na nga papalit doon. Para may tip. Ako na nga papalit doon. Gumagawa ng kwento, sabi niya.
Kasi alam mo lahat ng kwento. Ikaw na lang kayo mag-mic doon.
Yan yung sabi niya eh.
Yun nga sabi ko, ako na nga papalit doon.
Paano wala siya?
Habang siya inipapay.
Kasama pa yung sayaw ha.
Nag-away ka na doon. Kasi nilalamig.
Puisit ka lang.
Ito pa, may papakita pa tayo.
Oh, yung speed boat mo lang. Yung speed boat mo lang.
Alam mo kung bakit po mabilis yan. Taing-taing na yung driver.
Isa mo.
Isang natin gusto mo.
Aray ko.
Susunod natin kulay orange. Alam mo kung bakit siya orange? Napahihan ko. Orange ang kulay. Yung isa. Yan nagreklamo ko yung mga may-ari. Sabi, bakit siya lang ang orange? May sabi siya, pahihan na natin.
Aray ko.
Ito naman. Ito yung isang building na to. Yan. Alam niyo ba kung bakit yung shape? Sombrero.
Ano sabi mo?
Ako may pumalit na sa akin. Okay.
Parang iba ang ako, nakikita ko siya.
Ay, nakazoom na.
Parang ibang na-imagine ko doon.
Ano?
Na-imagine? Parang iba.
Ano na-imagine mo?
Tingnan mo, titigan mo siya.
Tingnan mo. Okay, ano?
Titigan mo siya.
Ay, parang tite.
Oh, hindi ako nagsabi.
Sinasabi ko na nga ba, parang kayo nasa utak eh. Pero kaya nga sabi ko sombrero.
Tapos,
Sombrero yan, che. Kasi pag umulan kasi pasasin. Sabi, lagyan na natin ng buko. Kaya sabi, lagyan daw ng shelter. Kaya sabi ng buko, niya ng mga building. Sige, lalagyan na ng sombrero. Ayan. Kaya may sombrero.
okay. Tapos ano sabi ng mga tao?
Sabi ng mga tao, ay, hayahayang buhay.
I wanna go there.
Aray ko po, umaambo na sa...
1905, Admiral Lord Nelson was killed in battle. He was shot in the chest by a French sniper. He was killed on board the front of his ship. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the two large white buildings with the grey domes, they're the Royal Naval Colleges. They were designed by Sir Christopher Wren and Inigo Jones. For many years, the Royal Navy were trained and nursed.
So, tama-tama ka sa kukulisenti.
Also on the left we have the old Bankside Power Station. That was designed by Giles Gilbert Scott, but it closed due to the escalating price of oil. It's now home to the Tate Modern, the largest collection of modern art in the world. Just passing through the Millennium Bridge. It's locally known as the Wibbly Wobbly Bridge. That's because it was opened by the Queen in the Millennium year and then closed by the police the following day because it wobbled quite violently. They had to close that bridge for 2 years and spend millions of pounds dewobblising it just to make it safe. Can find the wobble on display in the Tate Modern and on budget, so well done the girls. But through Waterloo Bridge and off to the right, we've got a building with a green roof and a single flag mast. That's the Savoy Hotel, one of our more luxurious bed and breakfasts. Savoy was opened by Richard Doyley Cart. It was the first hotel in the world to have both electric lighting and electric lifts as well. Also on our right is London's oldest landmark, and that's Cleopatra's Needle. That obelisk originally stood in Heliopolis in Egypt in around 1500 BC. That was given to us by a grateful Egyptian viceroy after Nelson defeated the French at the Battle of the River Nile. If you look at the sphinxes, they're facing the obelisk, admiring it, but traditionally sphinxes are guardians, so they should be facing away. Now, by the time the Egyptians told us it was right, that clearly wasn't enough. To the right of the boat, we've got a grey paddle steamer called Tattershall Castle. She started her life as a car ferry on the River Humber. She was brought to London to become a floating art gallery. She was a gallery for 2 years, and then she was turned into something Londoners love instead, a floating pub. Apparently, the Tattershall made more money in her first 2 weeks at the pub than she made in the whole 2 years as an art gallery. And that just goes to show you what kind of artist we like here in London. Oh, we've got a few artists on there today as well. It is a very nice pub, but don't take my words for it. Just go and ask our bar staff, because they were artists on there last night. Quick look and you'll understand. I'll be paying for that all day now. Now, where are we? Ahead of us on the right, we have got the new Palace of Westminster, locally known as the House of the Parliament. That building was designed by Charles Barry, but much of the decorative work was by Augustus Welby Pugin. Sadly, neither of those gentlemen lived to see it completed, but it's now our best example of Gothic architecture anywhere in the country. Now, the tower with the clock faces, people call that Big Ben, but that is the Elizabeth Clock and Tower, formerly the St Stephen's Clock and Tower, because Big Ben is only the bell that chimes the hour. Big Ben was cast in Whitechapel. It weighs 16.5 tonnes and is slightly cracked like many of the MPs. At the far
Grabe. Tapos na rin ang aming River Thames tour. Nakakatuwa lang. Tuntua. Tsaka si Cindy, uwi na rin siya. Kami ni Love ay didiretso sa The Shards. Ang time ng aming ticket ay 7:15. So, tininan ko, so magbabas na lang kami kasi it's a bit long for walk, mga an hour. So, see you there, mga kadiba.
Sobra akong happy at nandito kayo lahat.
Thank you, Sid. Thank you. Thank you for meeting us, okay?